Namaskar. India Meteorological Department brings you Delhi weather briefing. Highlights of today's Delhi weather briefing are that the uh, current heat spell over northwest India, Madhya Pradesh, of the heat wave conditions is very likely to continue during next 5 days, uh, with the probability of temporary decrease in area and intensity of the heat wave conditions during 11th to 13th of April. And also the heavy rainfall spell ongoing over northeast India is likely to continue over Assam and Meghalaya during next 5 days. If you look into observed maximum temperatures of yesterday, 17:30 hours IST of yesterday, then we can see over here that 44 to 46 degrees centigrade temperature have been observed over most parts of West Rajasthan, in isolated parts of East Rajasthan, and in isolated parts of Gujarat state, and over rest parts of northwest India and plains of northwest India, and over Madhya Pradesh, Vidarbha, Marathwada, and Madhya Maharashtra, temperatures ranging from 41 degrees centigrade to 44 degrees centigrade have been recorded. These maximum temperatures have shown their departure from 7 to 10 degrees centigrade in some parts to many parts over West Rajasthan, over Jammu division, over Himachal Pradesh, over Haryana and Punjab, and 4 to 6 degrees centigrade departures have been observed over some parts of Madhya Pradesh, some parts of East Rajasthan and Gujarat. As a result of these maximum temperatures and their departure from the long period average, severe heat wave conditions in most parts have been observed over West Rajasthan and Haryana and Delhi, and in isolated parts over Punjab. And heat wave conditions in many parts with severe heat wave conditions in isolated parts has been observed over East Rajasthan, and heat wave conditions in some parts and severe heat wave in isolated parts have been observed over West Madhya Pradesh. And heat wave to severe heat wave conditions in isolated pockets have been observed over Himachal Pradesh and Saurashtra and Kutch, and heat wave conditions in some pockets over East Madhya Pradesh and in isolated pockets over Jammu division and Gujarat region have been observed. As far as significant amount of rainfall is concerned, so Kerala have reported Pathanam Thitta district has reported 15 centimeter of rainfall. Kollam has reported 9 centimeter. Ernakulam and Kottayam 8 centimeter each. And also Kodaikanal of Tamil Nadu has reported 7 centimeter rainfall. If we look into synoptic system, then today we have a western disturbance to the north of 32-degree latitude, and roughly along longitude 70-degree east, and there is also a wind discontinuity running from Marathwada to South Interior Karnataka across North Interior Karnataka in lower tropospheric levels, and there is also a cyclonic circulation extending up to 3.1 kilometer above mean sea level over southwest Bay of Bengal. Under the influence of this cyclonic circulation over southwest Bay of Bengal, and due to the related easterlies, the rainfall over Kerala is during next 24 hours widespread to fairly widespread rainfall is likely over Kerala and Lakshadweep, and scattered rainfall, light to moderate rainfall, is likely over Tamil Nadu, and also isolated heavy to very heavy rainfall probability is there over southern parts of Kerala, and heavy rainfall probability is there over the Ghat areas of Tamil Nadu during next 24 hours, and after that tomorrow there is probability of isolated heavy rainfall over South Kerala and Ghat areas of Tamil Nadu. After that, rainfall intensity over Kerala and Tamil Nadu would decrease, although the isolated to scattered light to moderate rainfall would keep on being realized over these two states. If we come into the heat wave conditions, current heat wave conditions, then uh, as a western disturbance is very likely to affect western Himalayan region from the from the 12th of April. So under its influence, the maximum temperatures over the plains of northwest India are likely to fall by 2 to 3 degrees centigrade during 11th to 13th of April. And as a result, the heat wave conditions, the severity, the intensity, and distribution of the heat wave conditions would decrease from 11th to 13th of April over plains of northwest India. Although this decrease would be just temporary, and keeping in view this probable decrease in the intensity and distribution of the heat wave conditions, the warning color of the heat wave conditions have been changed from red to orange on 11th of April and from orange to yellow on 12th of April. Although the heat wave conditions would continue over the plains of northwest India, Punjab, Haryana, West UP, Rajasthan, and Gujarat, and Madhya Pradesh, and Vidarbha, and Chhattisgarh during next all 5 days. But the as we have seen, due to this approaching western disturbance, the likely western disturbance from 12th of April, this intensity and distribution of the heat wave conditions would decrease from 11th April onwards. Over Punjab, Haryana, and West UP also, there is a likelihood of heat wave to severe heat wave conditions in some parts, and severe heat wave conditions in isolated parts during next 2 days, and thereafter the heat wave conditions would reduce into isolated heat wave conditions over these areas. And over Madhya Pradesh, during next 2 days, there is a probability of heat wave to severe heat wave conditions, and from day 3 onwards, the heat wave, the severity would reduce, and there would be only the probability of heat wave conditions in isolated pockets over Madhya Pradesh. Uh, After these heat wave conditions, and also over Himachal Pradesh, there is a probability of heat wave conditions in some parts today, and tomorrow and day after tomorrow, there is probability of heat wave conditions in isolated pockets only. And over Jammu and Kashmir, the heat wave conditions are not uh, 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 the heat wave conditions over Jammu and Kashmir are not likely, because currently there is a western disturbance roughly along 70-degree longitude, due to which there is cloudiness, and yesterday also isolated light rainfall has been observed over Jammu and Kashmir. So from 12th, there is likelihood of a western disturbance under whose influence, as we can see here, over J&K and Himachal Pradesh, there is a probability of isolated to scattered light to moderate rainfall, and also some isolated trace or light rainfall may occur over northern parts of Punjab also. And on this 11th and 12th of April, there is also probability of dust raising winds with the speed 25 to 20 to 30 kmph. And over southwest UP, there is likelihood of 20 to 25 to 35 kmph strong winds on 10th and 11th of April. And currently, the cyclonic circulation, which is over southwest Bay of Bengal, under the influence of that cyclonic circulation, there is also probability of squally weather with the strong winds 40 to 50 gusting to 60 kmph over the southwest Bay of Bengal, over Gulf of Mannar, over Comorin area, and over southeast Arabian Sea, and along and off Kerala coast during next 24 hours. Now we come over to northeast India. So over northeast India, over some Himalayan West Bengal and Sikkim, there is likelihood of continuation of isolated heavy rainfall during next 2 days on 9th and 10th. And over Assam and Meghalaya, the heavy rainfall, isolated heavy rainfall would continue during next 5 days. Although on 10th and 11th and 13th of April, the intensity of the heavy rainfall would be still higher, and there is probability of isolated heavy to very heavy rainfall over Meghalaya and adjoining parts of West Assam. And over the thunder, as far as thunderstorm activity is concerned, so over Kerala, the thunderstorm activity would continue during next 5 days. Although today and tomorrow on 9th and 10th of April, there is a probability of moderate to severe thunderstorm activity as well. So that's all for today's Delhi weather briefing. Tomorrow we will again meet with Delhi weather briefing for next 5 days. Thank you and goodbye.